Have you ever pondered how the human brain, with its complex structures and billions of neurons, managed to achieve the extraordinary tasks it performs daily? Welcome, friends, to an exploration of the human brain, a marvel of nature's engineering and the seat of all that we are. This 3-pound mass of gray and white matter nestled within our skulls is an intricate network of approximately 100 billion neurons, each interconnected in a web of unfathomable complexity. Our brains are not merely biological machines, but the very center of our being. They govern our thoughts, our feelings, our memories, and our desires. Every emotion we experience, every thought that flits across our minds, every decision we make, and every perception of the world around us is born here, in this labyrinthine network of neurons. The brain is the maestro of the human body, directing the symphony of physiological functions that keep us alive. It regulates our heartbeats, our breathing, our digestion, and our sleep. It responds to pain, danger, and pleasure, and it enables us to navigate and interact with the world around us. But the brain is more than a biological command center. It is the wellspring of human consciousness, the source of our ability to think, to dream, to imagine, and to create. It is the birthplace of art, of science, of philosophy, and of every great idea that has ever taken shape in the human mind. Indeed, the brain is an enigma, a mystery that has challenged and fascinated scientists for centuries. Despite great strides in neuroscience, there is still so much we don't know about this extraordinary organ. How does the brain create the mind? How does it generate consciousness? How does it store memories or create dreams? These are questions that continue to baffle scientists and fuel ongoing research. As we delve deeper into this video, we will uncover the fascinating journey scientists have taken to unravel the mysteries of the human brain. If we travel back in time, early scientists believed that the brain was a relatively unimportant organ. Imagine this: ancient Egyptians, known for their pioneering work in various fields of science, considered the brain so insignificant that they discarded it during mummification. Yes, the organ we now know controls our thoughts, emotions, and every movement was once thought to be as disposable as scrap paper. It's almost inconceivable, isn't it? The Egyptians embalmed and preserved the stomach, intestines, lungs, and liver in carefully crafted canopic jars, while the brain was pulled out through the nose with hooks and tossed away. This was because they believed the heart, not the brain, was the seat of intelligence and emotion. They viewed the brain as mere stuffing for the head. But as we moved into the Greek era, a significant shift occurred in the perception of the brain. It was the philosophers, particularly Hippocrates, who started championing the brain as the true seat of intelligence. This was quite a radical thought at the time, challenging the widely accepted cardiac hypothesis. Hippocrates, often referred to as the father of medicine, asserted that not only intelligence but also our sensations, joy, laughter, sorrow, and lamentations originate from the brain. So from thinking that the brain was nothing more than cranial stuffing, to understanding its role in intelligence and emotions, the early Greek period marked a crucial turning point in the history of brain studies. However, it was just the tip of the iceberg. The journey to unravel the mysteries of the brain was only beginning, and it was going to be a long and fascinating one. It's astounding to think about how drastically our understanding of the brain has evolved since those early years. This evolution continues today as we delve deeper into the complexities of this extraordinary organ, unlocking secrets that could change the way we think about ourselves and the world around us. And that's precisely what we'll explore in our next segment. Stay tuned. Fast forward to the 19th century, the birth of neurology began to shed light on the brain's intricate workings. In this era of scientific exploration, two names stand out: Paul Broca and Carl Wernicke. Their pioneering work brought us a step closer to understanding the enigmatic organ that is the human brain. Paul Broca, a French physician, made a remarkable discovery in the mid-19th century. He noted that patients with damage to a specific area in the frontal lobe of the brain's left hemisphere, later known as Broca's area, struggled with speech production, though their comprehension remained intact. This was a significant departure from the prevailing belief of the brain functioning as a whole, rather than in specialized parts. Meanwhile, across the border in Germany, Carl Wernicke was making his own groundbreaking observations. He identified a region in the superior gyrus of the dominant cerebral hemisphere, now known as Wernicke's area, that when damaged led to difficulties in language comprehension, while speech production remained unaffected. The discoveries by Broca and Wernicke were revolutionary, providing us with the first clear evidence of localized brain function. This theory of localization proposed that specific areas of the brain had specific roles, a concept that contrasted with the then widely accepted belief of holistic brain function. These findings were not just monumental in the field of neurology, they also had profound implications for understanding human behavior and cognition. They suggested that our thoughts, actions, and feelings could be traced back to specific regions within our brain. The work of Broca and Wernicke set the stage for an era of discovery in brain research. It marked the beginning of a journey that would lead us to a deeper understanding of how the brain functions and how its different parts work together to produce the complex behaviors that make us human. These groundbreaking discoveries began to unravel the brain's complexity, but much remained to be discovered. As we moved into the 20th century, advancements in technology propelled the field of neuroscience into a new era. The invention of the electroencephalogram, or EEG, marked one of the first major breakthroughs in this period. This tool, developed in the early 1920s, allowed scientists to record electrical activity in the brain. This was a game changer as it provided a real-time, non-invasive method to study brain function. Through the EEG, scientists were able to observe the brain's electrical rhythms and correlate them with different states of consciousness, such as sleep and wakefulness. But the EEG was just the beginning. The mid-20th century saw the development of two more groundbreaking tools: the MRI, or magnetic resonance imaging, and its cousin, the fMRI, or functional magnetic resonance imaging. For the first time, scientists could visualize the brain in 3 dimensions down to the finest detail. The MRI provided unprecedented views of the brain structure, revealing its intricate network of neurons and the white and gray matter that form its architecture. The fMRI, on the other hand, gave scientists the ability to study brain function by tracking changes in blood flow to different areas of the brain. This tool revolutionized our understanding of how different parts of the brain work together to process information and generate our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. These tools allowed us to move beyond the surface of the brain to explore its deepest recesses. They helped us to understand that the brain is not a static organ, but a dynamic, ever-changing entity. They revealed that the brain is plastic, capable of changing and adapting in response to experience. These advancements in technology have not only revolutionized the field of neuroscience, but they have also changed our understanding of what it means to be human. We now know that our brains are not simply the product of our genes, but also of our experiences. They shape our perceptions, our memories, and our identities. With these advancements, the brain was no longer a black box, but a dynamic organ waiting to be fully understood. Today, the field of neuroscience is at the forefront of scientific research, continually pushing the boundaries of our understanding. In the ever-evolving landscape of neuroscience, there are several exciting research trends that promise to redefine our comprehension of the brain. One of these is the development of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. These remarkable devices allow for direct communication between the brain and an external device. This could revolutionize treatments for conditions such as paralysis or stroke, enabling patients to control prosthetic limbs, computers, or even wheelchairs with their minds. Another promising area of research is neuroplasticity. This is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It's a concept that challenges the long-held notion that the brain is a rigid, unchanging organ. Understanding neuroplasticity could open doors to new ways of helping the brain recover from injury or adapt to new conditions. And then there's the Human Connectomy Project. This ambitious endeavor aims to map the brain's vast network of neurons and their connections, known as synapses. This could be likened to charting the universe of the mind. It's a task of astronomical proportions, but the potential rewards are immense. By mapping the brain's connectomy, we could gain an unprecedented understanding of how the brain functions and how different parts of it interact. This could lead to breakthroughs in treating neurological disorders and may even shed light on the enigma of consciousness itself. The future of brain studies is a thrilling prospect. With advancements in technology and an ever-deepening understanding of the brain's complexity, we stand on the brink of a new era in neuroscience. From brain-computer interfaces to neuroplasticity to the Human Connectomy Project, the potential these areas hold for understanding and treating neurological disorders is vast. The journey to decode the human brain is far from over, but the progress made thus far is nothing short of remarkable. As we journeyed from ancient times to the present, we've seen how our understanding of the brain has drastically evolved. We've traveled through time, revisiting the early misconceptions about this intricate organ. In those times, the brain was an enigma, a mystery that seemed impossible to comprehend. Theories range from the humoral theory of the ancient Greeks, where the brain was seen as a cooling mechanism for the blood, to the medieval belief that it was the seat of the soul. We then delved into the dawn of neurology, a time when the brain began to be seen not just as an organ, but as a complex network of neurons and pathways. The mind was no longer a metaphysical concept, but a tangible, physical entity that could be studied and understood. This era brought about an explosion of knowledge, and with it, a paradigm shift in how we study the brain. As we moved into the era of modern neuroscience, we saw how advances in technology and methodology have allowed us to probe deeper into the brain's workings. From neuroimaging techniques that let us visualize the brain in real time, to genetic studies that help us understand the role of genes in brain development and function, we've seen how modern neuroscience has revolutionized our understanding of the brain. Looking towards the future, we explored the exciting possibilities that lie ahead in brain studies. With the advent of technologies like brain-computer interfaces and advancements in artificial intelligence, we stand on the brink of yet another paradigm shift. The future of brain studies promises to bring us closer to understanding not just how the brain works, but how we can harness its potential to improve human life. With each new discovery, we move one step closer to fully unraveling the mysteries of the human brain, the most complex organ in the known universe.